actually start the recording. Yeah, let me make sure we're recording. Yes, we are recording. I sat down with Mick. Matter of fact, I was going to do this webinar myself. I was going to give you guys my detailed information about email marketing, but I sat down with Mick over at the local marketer summit about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I can't even remember. Time flies when you're having fun. But I sat down with Mick, and Mick is just literally blown my mind wide open about stuff that I had no idea. He is such an expert. So I figured I would be doing a disservice to you if I gave this information to you, because I know that it's better to hear it from somebody that has the scoop. So you guys know I'm more than willing to give up props, mad props for someone who has the scoop. And this is one of those examples where you need to pay attention. So everybody, without too much further ado, Mick, the affiliate manager for GetResponse. How's it going, Mick?
It is going outstanding, Mark. Thanks for that glowing introduction.
Hey, no
Hopefully
problem.
everybody out there isn't full of a sugar candy coma from Halloween.
If you are, the best way to treat that is eat some more candy.
Just keep the high going.
That's what my kids tell me. Yeah. They just say, I need more candy. I'm crashing dead.
I called it right. A dog just walked by. So it's 5 o'clock Eastern time. I'm at home working from home doing this webinar. I do have a dog who's in the room, and she's staring out the front window. And if she goes nuts, I apologize in advance. She's already started growling at people walking their dogs. A little bit of background about me and how I got into e-commerce. There's a company I live in Ottawa, Canada, and there's a company here by the name of Corel. Not the dish company. They're the people who own WordPerfect, CorelDRAW, that sort of thing. So I was working for enterprise sales. I wanted to try e-commerce. Started a job in biz dev. So just working with other software companies, trying to get them to sell Corel software and vice versa. And I was part of the e-commerce team. And then I got sort of drawn into the world of email marketing. And I'm not sure if you're aware of it, but fewer and fewer people are buying WordPerfect every year. It may be a shock to some of you. But the revenue they could generate from an email marketing campaign, we would expect about a bad email marketing campaign would be under $1 million. And the actual responsiveness, it's like, oh, we're not hitting our sales numbers. You go out, you go plan an email campaign, figure out what you can do, and suddenly, now you're meeting your sales forecasts. So it's that responsiveness that sort of really drew me into email marketing, because it's one of those things that, if done right, can be the goose that lays the golden eggs. So that was like about 5 years ago. Flash forward, I'm now the affiliate manager for GetResponse, and the thing I love about GetResponse is the stuff that we were doing at the high-end enterprise system. These guys have out of the box that you don't need a computer programmer to use. A business user can actually make this work, as opposed to the process that we needed to do at the enterprise level. We hired like 3 coders and somebody whose job was just to work with the email database. So it makes it a lot easier and makes it attainable for anyone. If you have any questions as we go along, I'm going to ask that you type them in a chat, and then Mark, just interrupt me and read the question out, and I'll answer it. How's my volume? Can everybody hear me? Am I talking too loud, too soft? How about just a G? Type a G if it's good, and then I'll assume otherwise. I'll assume it's good unless I hear otherwise. So I actually haven't timed this out, so I don't know how long this is going to take. I tried for about an hour, but I may go longer depending on the questions. So the agenda today, email marketing trends, why you should even care about it. It's not new, it's not sexy, so like, why is it even still relevant? How to build the list, some best practices for sending out newsletters, some common rookie mistakes that I'm going to help you avoid, touch base to you about automation, and then the best time, day to actually send an email. And then if we have time, some Q&A and possibly some demos. Sound good to everyone? Some whys or no's or whatever in there. So email marketing, older than dirt, right? It's not new. Everybody wants to get into social, but right now it's still the highest ROI out there. I mean, we still earn $40 for every dollar spent. And, you know, I'm referencing Constant Contact, but I'm pretty sure they're referencing the Direct Marketing Association. And even though your inbox is full of email, more people are going to be spending on email marketing in the upcoming year. It's still at the start of an exponential growth, and I'm going to get into that a little later. And then email is the most effective channel for direct marketing, where you're actually reaching out to your client to get them to come in. And believe it or not, acquiring new customers has quadrupled in the last 4 years. So every year it's 100% more. It's 100% more than it was the year before. Actually, that may not be the best math. And then here's a key one: customers who receive email marketing spend more money with you. So that's more repeat business, that's higher order value, that's more likely to get that first sale, because they're seeing you seeing your name or seeing your brand that 5, 6, 7, 8 times it takes before they feel comfortable with you to make an initial purchase. So why email marketing? Well, one, it's not that hard to grow a list. Most customers will give you their email address if they think they're going to get something for it. So if you have a white paper that they want, you're offering a free service, you're offering a promo, you can use a squeeze page or a way to capture that email address to get that promo. I'm sure everybody here signed up for an email list to get a discount sometime in their life. For your own business, it could just be get a report on your online reputation, sign up here. It could be anything like that. I was reading a stat that there was an ice cream shop like a new startup ice cream shop, the name escapes me, but they had a promo, and they would just send you out a coupon for free ice cream on your birthday. They grew their email list to 2 million people in a year. So it's not hard for either yourselves or your clients to do it. If they think they're getting something from it, people are more than happy to give up their personal information. The other reason why email marketing is still relevant, it's easy to personalize. You can target this down, and not just saying, "Hi, Jim," and just changing the name. You could target the emails based on who they are, what they buy. There's tons of data that you know about your customers, or that your customers know about their customers, that you can use to personalize this. So it used to be that you had to be a great copywriter because you're writing copy for everybody in the world. Now with email marketing and the hyper-segmentation, you can sort of write a scenario for as granular as you want to get, so that it's always the most effective for that one, for that group you're talking to. The other reason why email marketing is effective, it's really, really low cost. Think about the cost to design a flyer, print off, I don't know, let's say we're a pizza shop, print off 5,000 flyers, and then deliver those 5,000 flyers, versus the cost to email out 5,000 emails. I mean, you're looking at, about $60 a month, maybe $70 a month in email marketing. Your cost, would probably be in the 500s or more for direct marketing, and that's just a flyer. That's not talking about a custom-sized postcard or addressed mail. The other thing being is it's super easy to track and measure the return on investment. So if the hardest thing for advertising is attributing where the sale really came from, with email you can see it, because you can track it from the time somebody opens an email to the time they click, and ultimately to when they actually make a purchase. And key importantly, and I touched on it before, the delivery time for an email message is short, so you can see almost instant results. You send a newsletter out, if you time it right, you've got good open rates, you're going to start seeing sales almost immediately. And I don't know about your customers, but the customers I've always dealt with love seeing new customers come in, or love seeing people come back and buy right away. I mean, there's a reason why Groupon just exploded. And so that covered, you can see it quickly. The other key thing here, difference about email marketing versus online marketing and social media marketing, email marketing pushes the message out to potential customers. Web-based marketing has to attract customers in to get them to comment and engage with you. So that gives you the chance to sort of be more proactive than reactive. Hold on, I'm going to cough. I got to mute. Sorry about that. What else? Repeat business is easy to generate again. So you can, depending on the content that you send out, you can look at to get higher, more frequent repeat customers because you're being in their mind more often. You can try to increase average order value, and you can automate all this as well. So you can have more first-time customers, more repeat customers, and this stuff works for both business to business and business to consumer. So if you've got, for you, attracting new customers, email marketing will work.
I got a quick poll here to make sure that everybody here sees the value in this. Who is actually doing this type of stuff for their businesses right now, their customers right now, or their own businesses? Anyone? Now that you're seeing what we're talking about here, not many. Not many people. Who can see the value of doing this and offering this for their customers? It's a very simple thing for you to do. You're literally just leaving so much money on the table for these businesses. I actually had a pizza restaurant that we did this for, and it completely changed his business overnight by capturing their emails and starting to send them specials and different offers. They literally can drive customers to call them whenever they want. It's just like text message marketing, except for it's email, and everybody checks their email. So I just wanted to bring that up and make sure that everybody here is understanding the value in offering the service to their customers.
Well, think about a pizza shop where it's dead and it's quiet. What other form of marketing can you have something queued up, ready to roll? Oh my God, it's a dead night, and now you're going out to your customers, and you've got a flyer in their inbox or on their mobile phone saying half-price pizzas for the next hour. I dare you to find another advertising method that can be that instantaneous for getting customers in the door.
And it's pretty low cost to deliver those messages, right? I mean, you're talking about depending on how much of a subscription, how many emails they have, it could be like what, $15, $20 a month, $30 a month, something like that.
We started out up to 1,000 subscribers for unlimited emails to 1,000 subscribers for $15 a month.
You can't beat that.
I mean, that's what, like 50 cents a day? So, I mean, if you can't afford 50 cents a day, you don't have a business.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But the thing being is, for you and value add for you, it's 50 cents a day. That's what the platform costs. But you're making all the money because they just really care about the cost for a customer and the cost to acquire a new order. So your value-added service can be so much more. This can be recurring revenue because they're going to get addicted to being able to drive customers in their door. And if you're offering that as a service, and hopefully using GetResponse because we are the best, that's going to be extra money in your pocket that you don't have to go hunting for that. I mean, find the outsourcer or find somebody to do it for you, and then you're just calling them up, collecting money, and they're never going to say, no, please stop sending me customers. Any questions so far?
No, you're good.
Okay, good. So, as much as your email box is full, your customers, small and medium-sized customers, like the core of our economy, aren't using it. So if you think, well, what's the average size, like your customers now, how many employees do they typically have? Can we do just a quick poll so we can hear that, Mark?
Sure.
Just put it in the chat. Read them out as some people.
How many customers does your average customer have?
How many employees does your average customer have?
Or not customers, sorry, employees. How many employees does your average customer have? For those of you that have customers. How many
Come on, there's 73 of you out there.
Yeah, come on. Put some answers in here, guys. All right, we got 5, 10, 7, 2, none. It's all over the place, but it looks like it's average about 10.
But they're all in the very small customer. Yeah. So think about that. That guy's driving his business How much time does he have to do email marketing? He just wants customers. This is an easy upsell for you, and virtually none of them are doing, like under 4% penetration. This is green fields. This should be like when you go to McDonald's and they're asking if you want fries with that. Oh, you got a website? You're going to need email marketing. Don't even ask for the sale. Just say, okay, I'm going to set it up for you too. Include it. This is ongoing recurring revenue that will pay you over and over again. I remember sitting on an expert panel with E. Brian Rose, one of the co-founders of JVZoo, and he started online selling, believe it or not, hearing aids. And he had making huge money at it. And he goes, the one regret that I had, I didn't have a list. No, pardon me, it was his poker product at the time. He didn't have an email list. He says, I've wasted millions and millions of dollars. I lost millions and millions of dollars because I didn't bother starting up with an email list. And most of your customers who have a website, same thing. They never thought of it. This is an easy one for you, and it's just an easy sale too, because you can set them up with a free trial, get it going, and they're going to get addicted. And if you're not doing it for yourselves, you need to start. So how do you get a list, right? First question. Well, obviously you're going to have a sign-up form. And this was an interesting stat. I'm pulling it from Aweber because obviously we read their stuff and vice versa, but we're seeing the same similar things. So there's a sign-up form that sits static on the side of your page, but then there's also the sign-up forms that pop after you've been on a website. As annoying as they are, my God, do they work. Look at this, and this is key, right? So this went up, a simple sign-up form, just light boxed out. They couldn't do anything. They'd have to click X just by going out and asking people, hey, you want to sign up? And not even offering a discount or anything. They had a 1,375% increase in the number of sign-ups. So this is, you're doing all that work for SEO, you're doing all that work if you're doing it for PPC to drive traffic to the site, and if they hit the site and they leave without even asking them, do they want to sign up to get newsletters or to get more information, you may never see them again.
You know what's funny? I've seen this dwindle away over the past couple of years. I've seen offline marketers or local marketing consultants completely ignore this aspect of their customer's business when this is the one thing that it's always worked. It's a no-brainer. I mean, offering some sort of a free report, offering some sort of additional information for someone to get them to sign up for a newsletter or to get some additional information, always, hands down, works. I just don't understand it.
How hard is it to sell SEO? Because a business owner doesn't really get SEO, right? Yeah, they want to be ranked high, but how does that put money in my pocket? It's hard to say, if you do this, you work really hard at the front to do SEO before you see customers, right? And eventually it trickles in, so like 3 months later, 4 months later, you start seeing more customers. With email marketing, you see them right away, right? People come to the website, you send out an email, you send out some coupons, people are coming in, they're buying right away. They get addicted because your customers, all they care about is selling more. They could care less about marketing, online presence, SEO, reputation. All they care about is it translates to more dollars for them because they've got bigger orders, more frequent orders, that sort of thing. Email marketing does it for them because it means that you get to reach out to anybody who's ever visited your site if you do the simple thing of asking for their email address. Any questions on this so far?
No, I think everybody agrees this is definitely money that's being left on the table.
Okay, so you've got Lightbox, or you've got web forms that sit in the corner, static ones pop up. So you also have online squeeze pages, right? So, I mean, this is a sample from GetResponse that we create for you. We've got a landing page creator built in to make it simple, drag and drop easy. But, somebody comes to your site, you put a roadblock in front of them before you give them what they want. They enter in their email address and they eventually get what they want. Some best practices that I want to sort of mention for you here. One, if you're going to set up a squeeze page, make sure you tell people you're going to email them the information because you want a clean list. You don't want somebody put in fake@fake.com because they just want to get past this one hurdle and they don't really want to email from you. And this is coming from a company that, from a guy who makes money, the bigger the email lists are. you're better off with a smaller list that actually is responsive.
Now, just for those people that are looking at this, you don't need to have like any fancy plugins or anything like that to be able to use these types of templates that you guys are showing here. It's all stuff that's included. A lot of people think you got to buy software and stuff like that, and that's not the case. I mean, you could do this with
caveat, this one isn't included. This is one add-on, but it's $15 a month, and you can have up to 40 squeeze pages or landing pages, and it's drag and drop simple. Everything's pre-made for you. And I'll show you. It's dirt simple. And anybody here, Mark's going to throw out a link to you. You can start a free trial, get-response. You don't even need a credit card, so there's no point. Like, there's no risk to you. You're not just have to spend a half hour on the phone.
Put your money away, guys. We're not. Yeah, put your money away. This is the most amazing webinar you're going to get today. That you're going to see, where you're not going to have to put anything out of your pocket, nothing but pure content. And if you want to try out the system, you can at the end. And if you do decide to try out the system and use it, it's going to be integrated into Hot Prospector real soon, like I mentioned early on, if you missed that. So it's really cool.
So, I mean, it's very, very simple to do. So, just make sure that when you're putting that step in, you don't automatically, you tell them, I'm going to be emailing you the information you requested. So that way, you don't have to worry about getting fake email addresses. People are going to put in the real one. And the other thing that I heartily recommend, and it goes against all, majority of people here out there where they say single opt-in, remove the barriers for getting people in. If somebody doesn't want your email, you're better off not having them on your list. If they're not going to take the time to go and opt in, they're valueless to you anyway, because they're never going to open your email, and that's going to drag down your open rates for the people who want to.
I got a question for you, since you're talking about opt-ins, and I'm wondering, I know you guys get your questions ready, because Mick is the coolest guy over at GetResponse. He'll answer any of the questions you have about email marketing. So here's mine, okay? I was thinking, I saw this somewhere, and I can't remember where, but I saw somebody had a system set up to where they basically opted in, and then after the person opted in, they would get a message that popped up that said, please go check your email for an access code, and then they had to come back and enter in that access code in order to continue to the next page. So that means they had to go back and opt in to get that access code. So do you guys have anything like that set up in yours to where someone could put in the access code to get to the next page? Like maybe if you got a customer who wants to give away a free coupon, but they want to make sure the person double opts in first. Like, do you have anything like that?
Not automated, but it's a good idea, and I'll take it back to our guys to develop. The one thing I love about working at GetResponse is how quickly we add in new technology, and I'm not sure how many people have looked at GetResponse or when they did, or existing customers, if we have any on this call. Hopefully we do. But the rate that we add new things in that help people sell, it's probably about once every 3 months. And they're not like little minor tweaks.
Like you just added mobile and stuff. That was awesome. Great addition.
Yep. And before mobile, then was adding in the responsive website design. Well, that is the mobile, the responsive website design. And before that, it was taking our autoresponders and putting them on steroids so that you could go when somebody clicks on a link or opens it, or we're adding things all the time. The one thing you could do right off the bat is just have a static access code that somebody needs, and then just change it on a regular basis in your autoresponder. So you change it once a week, so that way it stays valid. And you could have that in your first email, so it's the code's the same for everybody who gets the email, and you just change it once a week. You could do that right out of the box now. Any other questions?
Oh, but I know you're going to have a bunch at the end because a few people have asked some questions. If you have questions, don't worry. I'm gonna have Mick answer a bunch of them. But go ahead.
If they're topical, Mark, feel free to ask them as I'm going. I like pausing. I'd much rather be engaged because that may.
Who hosts the squeeze pages?
We host the squeeze pages, and we can redirect to a domain as well that you control. So we provide subdomain dot, and we have a bunch of domains that we own. Mm-hmm. Or we can redirect to a subdomain that you have. We can redirect your. Pardon me. If you can redirect your subdomain to this, then it goes from there. So yeah, we host them.
Okay.
Any other questions?
What's the best approach for clients that are not using a autoresponder, but just using their own Outlook email program. I don't understand that question specifically, but maybe you understand.
Yeah, so the people are just doing their emails for
I guess what they're
themselves.
saying
So
is,
the
is they
best
haven't
approach,
they haven't captured like a double opt-in. Maybe maybe they're talking about using that list later, or I don't know.
okay, I'm going to come back to that a little later in common rookie mistakes.
Okay.
So just because somebody's emailing you, well, I'm going to back up. How many people out there like it when the automated robo-dialers call them?
Me?
Anybody saying yes? Yeah, exactly. So it's the same sort of thing. There's an etiquette. If somebody sends you an email to, make your penis longer, get a free, get a knockoff Rolex, get some Viagra, and you didn't ask for it, it's spam, it's unwanted. So even if you've been doing business with somebody, it doesn't give you a right, like if you're trading back and forth to start filling their mailbox up with stuff they don't like. It's kind of like that person who keeps sending you the jokes that you don't really appreciate, but they're, a little older than you, so you don't want to tell them, leave me alone, right? It automatically goes to delete. So it's kind of like, don't be that guy who does that or that gal that does that. Get permission before you send it to them. And you can always opt them in again, so you can just send out a newsletter, you import in your list, and you say, hey, look, we've got a new newsletter that's coming out. If you don't want to be on it, don't do anything, discard this. If you do want to do it, then click this link below. And it's just that simple. And be gracious about it. Ask, and just ask permission. The easiest way to get started is, hey, look, like, I'll set it up for, like, to me, and maybe it's just where I'm from, it's called the puppy dog close, right? So the concept being is the family takes their kid into the pet store, the kid sees a dog, the pet store owner says, well, hey, look, it's Friday, I'm closed tomorrow, take the dog home for the weekend, and if you don't like him, just bring him back. Otherwise, you've bought him. Well, the dog never comes back. So do the same thing. It's a free trial. Hey, tell you what, Mr. Business Owner, I'll just set you up one autoresponder, show you how you can create a capture page on your website, and then boom, instantly you've got the recurring revenue, because now you're going to be doing the maintenance and saying, okay, this is my price for one email a month, this is my price for every autoresponder. The guy's going to get addicted to him because it's going to be time that he doesn't have to waste, or she doesn't have to waste. All right, and if there are any other questions. So then that's how to do it offline, but what about, online? What about offline? So you go to a business or a trade show and there's the lead scanners, well, you import in CSVs or whatever. Somebody gives you a whack load of business cards, and then somebody's typing them in, and you can do that. Excel, we can import in Excel or spreadsheets. You really don't want to. If it was up to me, I would do one price for importing in Excel spreadsheets and another price for doing, having to do data entry, and I just find some guy in Fiverr to do the data entry for me, or somebody outsource, and I charge the pain in the ass premium for that, because I don't want to be doing that business. The other thing we also have is mobile apps. So you can create a form for your iPad or your iPhone and have somebody entering their information right then. So for example, if you're at a trade show, instead of getting people to drop a business card in a fishbowl so you never actually respond to it, or you respond to it a week later, you've set up your autoresponder so the emails start the second they type in their information. They're registered, you've got the names, and then you just pick the name out of that with the random generator. And also you can build your list via email. So for example, each campaign at GetResponse has the ability to have an email address that is associated with it. So it's your campaign name at getresponse.com. If somebody emails that, they can get added to your email list. So that can be your reply to address, and then it gets forwarded to your real address.
Now,
so that way anybody who ever replies to you, you can then get added into your list.
Now, this is actually a piece of the puzzle here. Just want to bring this up. This is a piece of the puzzle here that we're integrating into Hot Prospector to allow you guys to, create a list, and then when you send out an email with your Hot Prospector account, when the customer responds back or replies to that email to ask you a question, or because they're interested, then you'll be able to join your list, so you can start following up with them and using them inside of your autoresponder, which is really powerful stuff.
Yeah, and I'm going to talk to a little later why you want to keep the an email address that you scrape off the web totally out of your email marketing campaign, because that can just totally defeat what you're doing and hurt you severely. And I'll touch base on that later if we have time to go over spam traps and the like. The other thing that you can do, so for example, if you've got a customer who's a restaurant or something like that, you can just have like a little tabletop display that says, hey, get 10% off your dessert, or get, buy one get one free off desserts, or whatever you want as your freebie you're giving away. And remember, like, a huge percentage of people are going to jump through a hoop and give you their email address if they think they're getting something for free. So give me your, email this address. You instantly get added to the email. Well, you're going to do the confirmation, and the first autoresponder that goes out is your coupon for the discount. Now you've got that person's email address, and you can market to them when the restaurant's not busy. Or you can send out, this week's specials, or it's Friday night and people are getting ready to go home and they're talking to their wife on the phone saying, hey, honey, what do you want me to pick up for dinner tonight, or where do you feel like going? You can set up the email so it automatically goes out at 4:30 before they hit the car, and they can say, hey, how about pizza? You can be proactive at getting people to change their behavior, which you can't do with other forms of online advertising. Any questions about that before I move on?
No, I think it's clear.
Okay. So then the next thing I want to talk about is just thinking about your own inbox. What emails do you open? Now this over here is my actual inbox. I've got almost 1,600 unopened emails. So I get a whack load of emails. But this is one of my sort of dirty little secrets. I like to ogle electronics that, even if it's just a cheap deal, I'm a sucker for it. I open this every day. They send me 2 emails a day. And I've opened every email from these guys forever. Why? Because they're giving me something that I want. So it's talking to your audience in a consistent manner. So it's always the same. I know what to expect. I've signed up for this, and I'm getting what I expect out of it, and I'm getting something from it. So the last thing you want to do is change the look of every email every time. You don't want to talk to people with a different voice. One day in the first person, the next day in the third person, back to the first person. You want to keep some consistency in there. But the other thing you want to do is figure out what people want to do. So I used to get this email from Best Buy, right up until, and I used to open up the Best Buy email regularly as well. I guess Best Buy isn't doing well, and Amazon's eating their lunch, because I started getting emails about cosmetics in my Best Buy emails. I couldn't unsubscribe fast enough, and I filled out the survey too, because they broke that unwritten contract with me. I signed up because I want to see like all the electronics, so I can go out and buy them and just annoy my wife with them. I don't care about cosmetics. And as soon as you break that contract, you're going to see the responsiveness of your list just disappear. Any questions? I'm going to assume not. So, effectiveness. Subject line's important, and there's some people who do subject lines really, really well. I sat through a presentation by Bon Halbert, and if you get the chance, go check it out. Google the Halbert letters. Sorry for plugging them there, Mark. But he gave a couple tidbits that I thought were really cool. Think about Yahoo or TMZ or like one of those sites you go to and they hook you in just with a headline. Think about how they write that headline, because it draws you in. You want to check it out, and there's something you want to figure out. So subject lines are really important. And test your subject lines. Just because you think it's going to work doesn't mean it's really going to work. When I was working at Corel, we'd do a lot of testing and targeting, and we'd have sort of like office pools for bragging rights in the office, and you'd win something like a gift card to Starbucks or what have you, and people would pick which things would perform the best. We weren't right all that often, and that's why you test. And when you test things out, you take 10% of your list and you send it out, and figure out which subject line works the best, or which call to action works the best. But you test one thing at a time and figure out what works best with your list. And every time you send an email, you're testing one thing, and every email is getting better and better and better and better and better. And you want to do that. You want it to visually look good. I'm amazed at how many people out there just use plain text emails. Or like plain HTML emails with like no image graphics. It's branding. People want to remember you. I mean, think back to this email. There's not the email I open every day. It's not, it's just a couple things. It's not heavy in graphics. It shows me what I want to look at, which makes sense. And people think in pictures, so you don't want to just be text only. And it's like I know every day it's factory direct, so you want to check, that consistency figures out, I know where to look. I know where the important stuff is. I know where my deal is. Train people. So keep that there. You want the tone to be the same. The other thing that I really like is talking to people in the first person. So now the deal alerts, where it's a big special, that may not be a time to talk in first person, but when you're providing content, you're talking to, from a real estate agent, you don't want it to be info at real estate agent sending it and talking it, here at ABC Realty, no, it's Jim or Bob, and you're talking to or Susie, and you're talking in the voice that your customers want to hear from. You're talking to them in the tone and about what they care about. It's about a conversation, even if you don't think it is. It's about a conversation. And keep in mind who your audience is, right? Don't send people who care about electronics and the latest iPhone app an ad about Maybelline products. They won't care about it, and they'll be resentful. At least I was. Have your branding in there. It gets a chance. Even if people don't read the whole thing, it's going to pop up in their preview pane, and they're going to be thinking about it. There's a reason why Coke and GM and McDonald's spend so much on branding. It works. And I talked about the sender already. Any questions on this? I'm going to pause because this is kind of important.
Actually, this is where the rubber meets the road, guys. I personally was never a really good communicator with emails until I started to follow these exact steps. And when you get really good at getting people to open the email and then talking directly to them with a tone that they respect, your conversions are going to go through the roof. So this is really good stuff. And for those of you that have a fear of email marketing, this is probably one of the most simplest things to implement. And the reason why I love GetResponse so much is because of the type of reports and stuff like that you can see. It's really important that you pay attention to what type of open rates you're getting, click-through rates, that type of stuff. So that way you have the ability to improve your emails to get better at talking to your customers. You're not going to get right out the gate everything perfect, so don't worry about that. But if you keep these things in mind, these points that Mick's going over, and then literally just keep on trying to get better and better at it, your customers will get better results, you'll get better results, which means more money for everyone. So
well, and thank you for reminding me of that, because it's about constant improvement. If you don't have a list, don't wait until your list gets really big before you start emailing to it, because if you're making mistakes when the list is small, it doesn't matter. The list is small.
It doesn't take a big list either to get money out of it either.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
I had 50 people on my first list, and I think I made off my first email 5 figures off of my first email. It was just about the offer.
No, it's about the offer, but it's also the tone. So when I talk to someone, and I talk to someone and they've got a 50% open rate, that's a great open rate. I talk to other people and they think a great open rate's almost 1%, and I'm thinking that's spam. That's a horrible open rate. So it's and that person was all over the map. One day he'd get swipe copy from here, one day swipe copy from here, one day swipe copy from here. No. Don't use other people's copy other than just as a starting point about the key points you want to talk about. Always write it in your own voice. And don't be afraid to fail. The worst is they're going to do is they're going to unsubscribe. You'll get somebody else. It's easy, but you're going to get better every time you do it. I mean, the first time you tried to ride a bike, you probably fell if you didn't have training wheels, right? You got to bruise your knees, you got to get back on the horse, and it will pay dividends quickly. So I want to talk about some of the rookie mistakes. You don't have permission to email people. That can kill you. Now, one of the reasons it can kill you is twofold. And remember, I had said I wanted to talk about why you want to keep email lists where people haven't opted in or that you purchase completely separate from your marketing email list. Your marketing email lists are people who said, yes, I want to talk to you. So the last thing you want to have happen is to not actually be able to communicate with them and have those emails go right into the spam folder. Now, how can that happen? Well, there's something called a spam trap. How many people out there know what a spam trap is? Can you just do a Y or a no in the chat?
Yeah, a lot of people are saying no. I know what a spam trap is because I've hit them once or twice.
I'm going to tell you about what a spam trap is, and I'm going to tell you how it can kill your list and why not having permission and sending an email to somebody you have permission can cost you lots of money. So what a spam trap is, think of it as a way for like a Yahoo or Gmail of the world to detect who spammers are. So they'll create a website and they'll have an email address somewhere on the contact us page, but it's a fake website, and no human has ever signed up to a newsletter with that email address. Now, it's perfectly legal to email somebody that is an unsolicited email. So CAN-SPAM says you can do it if you follow certain rules, right? You have to have an unsubscribe link on it. It can't be misleading. You have to have your physical address on it. But they technically, legally don't have to say, yes, send me email. So it's legal to do. We don't allow it in our system because it kills deliverability if you send to people who haven't opted in. But what can happen is somebody scrapes that email address for, that Gmail is set up on a fake website someplace, emails it to it, and now what Gmail knows is that anybody who sends from that IP address, any email that ever comes from the IP address from the server that sent it should be blacklisted forever, and it goes into a spam, it goes into the spam folder. So even when you're adding in the people who say, yes, double opt in, I want to see it, they've got to go and look in their spam folder and go and check for it, and they have to know every week or every day to go and look at the spam folder because that's where your email is going to go. So that's why you want to keep, church and state separate there. It's not illegal. You can do it. You just can't do it with us. And the reason you can't do it with us is you want to keep the people who said, yes, talk to me. You want to make sure that they get your emails. And then you won't get the spam complaints and people won't hate you for sending them junk. So the way you do that, like we said, you'll send that email out in that system. The reply to address will automatically start them into the opt-in process where they'll then confirm that they want to receive emails from you. And we'll work that through the system. That's something that we can automate for you. The other thing being is confusing a transactional email with an email marketing, and people haven't given permission. So what's a transactional email? Here's your receipt. They're customers. They want to hear from you, right? So here's your receipt. I got their email address. I can email them forever. That's not the same as sending me promotional materials. That can irritate people. You want to make sure that they give a chance to say, yes, I do want to see it. And the reason for that is, instinctively it makes sense. You want as big a list as possible. But here's why you don't. You want to make sure the people getting your emails are opening them, because the way that it works is I'm going to call them ISPs, but when I say ISPs, I mean Yahoo, Gmail, Outlook, that sort of thing, AOL. They look at spam heuristically. So they look at all the properties of spam. So if no one is open, if a small percentage of people are actually opening and reading the emails and clicking on links, therefore they think no one really wants to open the emails and click on links. So if you've got a huge list of all people that have bought from you but never said, please send me more information, they're not going to open your emails regularly, and then that's going to hurt your deliverability for the people who do sign up for you. And I've been guilty of the next point of being in a rush. Right? It's a Friday. I got to get this out. Hurry up, get it done. Press send. I get it in. Oh, there's a typo. Oh, there's a mistake. Oh, that link is dead. Take the time. Check out to see what it looks like. Check out to see what it looks like with the images turned off. Have you ever got an email where you didn't show the images and the email was all images and the email just doesn't make any sense at all, doesn't look like anything, it's pretty much a blank email with, a header and a footer? It was probably sent in a rush. Take the time, because this is real money. So even those rush emails for when the special is, you want to get that instant traffic in the door, set it up beforehand, test it beforehand, just have it ready to deploy so that you can just press send and get it going, but it's all pre-tested. Right, don't assume people want to hear from you. Get permission. That'll cause spam complaints. You get spam complaints, email doesn't go in inboxes. Assuming people know who you are. If you got their email from a trade show 3 months ago, they don't remember you, right? You need to start communicating right away. That's why, you don't want to hold on to that card and then eventually give it to the secretary to eventually put it on an Excel spreadsheet to eventually input it. You want to have it on a tablet so that somebody's at an open house, instead of writing their name on a sign-in sheet, they're entering their information on an iPad. They've got an instant email with a spec sheet for that house. They know who you are. They've confirmed they want to get that email from you. Now you're able to send them more information. And the first thing you should send after that first bit is a survey about what they want to find out more about, because then you're able to talk to them about what they want to hear about. You're going to get people caring. Purchasing list, don't do it. It's bad news. If you are going to do it, don't put it with your actual people who want to hear from you. Use a different service. Keep the two apart. And not checking the list before you hit send. Because if you don't want to send your customers the email that's supposed to go out to your prospects. It's totally different. You talk to them differently. Here's one that you should take the word email blast right out of your vocabulary. It's a relationship, right? You don't want to be that infomercial guy, selling ShamWows all the time. Hard sell, hard sell, hard sell, blast, 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 blast. That just turns people off. They may watch it for the first time, but they're not coming back every week and tuning in to watch that infomercial every Friday night. You want that dedicated viewer who gets something out of the email. It comes back over and over again. So make sure you're providing value. Give them a reason that they want to open it. Writing like a used car salesman, that's kind of right in the tone and talk to them in the way that they want to hear it. It makes a big difference. If you don't get how spam filters work, take some time, figure it out. And this is where we've got a lot of white papers on how to do this. So this is, all I care about is spam complaints. No, you don't, right? Unopens matter. Links, clicks matter. Engagement matters. Making sure you don't have emails that bounce. Do people know what a bounced email is?
Yeah. Are you guys getting some good information here? Does this make you feel more comfortable about sending out your emails and feel like you're going to get better responses? Yeah. Okay, good. A lot of people are saying yes. What is a bounce? Anybody know?
Okay. Just some watch or
Yeah,
news.
we got a, some people are saying no, some people are saying yes. What's a bounce email?
Okay, so a bounce email. Have you ever typed in somebody's email address wrong when you're trying to send to them and you get that automated response saying emails unknown? That's what's called a hard bounce. There's no way that's ever going to work again. And a soft bounce is the email box is full, please try again later. So if somebody goes and cleans up their inbox, then you might be able to send them again. One of the ways that ISPs look for it is spammers don't when somebody sells you a list, they don't maintain and pull the bad email list off that. They don't care.
I got a good question for you on a soft bounce. I had a company that I was working with before I started working with GetResponse, which I've already told you who they are, and I won't repeat it here because that's just not fair. But this company had this company had a soft bounce. I'm assuming I'm assuming this is what we consider a soft bounce. That this email does not accept emails from this particular provider, which is the company that I was using to send my emails. So there was like 300 people that I was, and the domains were all over the place. So I'm assuming it was like a specific host that completely blacklisted that provider, which is a big company, bigger than most. I won't say who they are. That is completely blacklisted from this host. Is that a soft bounce?
Well,
Or is that
that's
something
not
else? Because they
that
considered it a bounce.
that's a blacklist. That's not
They
a
called it a
bounce.
bounce. They called it a bounce, and that bounce was in their hands, and that's actually pretty frustrating.
Yeah, that's not a bounce. Now, the most important part of any email service is how good their compliance team is. If they're not validating emails, if they're not being more proactive with you, telling you, hey, you're doing something wrong, you need to fix this, this, and this, stop doing this, before the ISPs, remember, to me
I
an
put it in
ISP
the
is the
chat.
Gmails, the Yahoos.
I put it in the chat. Don't read it. I put it in the chat because I don't want it to be on the recording. But for those
Okay.
of you that are here, just be careful of that company.
The thing being is your compliance team should be more proactive and react to you and say, hey, you need to fix this before the ISPs blacklist you. And if you're not being responsive, then you're being blacklisted. Blacklisting isn't a bounce. It's just we don't care. You're never getting through. And you want to avoid that. You want to a good compliance team gets you whitelisted so that, oh, this is coming from ABC company. In you go. Here you go. You don't have to warm up IP addresses and build a reputation for this new IP address because they know it's coming from, in this case, GetResponse, and we know that GetResponse is a good company. So one of the things we do is actually have automatic feedback loops built into our system. So if you're in Gmail and you click report as spam, we know about it right away because Gmail is telling us it's been reported as spam, and then we're removing it out right away. And then now our compliance team is digging into the guy who's getting reported as spam if the rates are higher than normal. Now, one spam complaint isn't going to have anything happen to you. It's not, but there's certain rates that are normal. You start exceeding normal, we're going to talk to you and give you suggestions on how to fix it. If you choose to ignore our suggestions, we're going to choose that you have another customer. You find another service. And any company that doesn't do that, you don't want to give money to because the value of an email is in the delivery. You care about how many people get the email, not how easy it was to send emails out. Because if it doesn't get read, it didn't happen. It's like the tree falling in the forest with no one to hear.
That's great. The tree falling in the forest, nobody's there to hear it, and that's the email. I love that. Have you guys seen that commercial? It's like, oh, I'm falling. The tree is falling. Never mind. I guess not in Canada.
I don't watch a lot of TV. I unhooked about 2 years ago, and now it's just like all Netflix and online viewing and binge watching, which is awesome. So the other one is forgetting to test in lots of programs, right? So I see this happen all the time. I've got one email account. I send it to myself, so I look at it in Yahoo, and I say, oh, it looks good in Yahoo. Hey, but look, it looks like garbage in Outlook. It looks terrible on AOL. And now, 70% of my list can't, the formatting's off or the link doesn't work. You need to test it and everything. And that could add an extra time, but a good email service provider like us is going to have it so you can see what the formatting looks like across multiple products all at once with the click of one button. If I have time, I'll show you how to do that as well. Sending with a personal reply to address. If you've got a business name, if you own a domain, make sure the email goes out with that domain. Not newsletters at domain.com, but, how about Mick at domain.com, right? But not Mick at gmail.com because that just screams fly-by-nighter. And then ignoring your analytics. You get a lot of information back about what works and which doesn't work. Take the time to do it so that every time, every email, you're doing better and you're getting more opens, more clicks, bigger responses, selling more. It's in there. You just need to look. Any questions so far? How are we doing for time? What time is it?
I'm
halfway through.
You're halfway through? Well, I guess we better kick it into gear, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
No more questions, guys. No, I'm just kidding.
No, ask questions.
Let's get the questions. I mean, obviously.
The next stuff may go quick.
Yeah.
Oops. Where am I here? All right, back it up. Going forward.
Here's a question.
Here's a
I've
big one.
recently collected business cards from various network meetings. Can I manually add them to a campaign list and send out my soon-to-be-released newsletter, or should I email them and ask them to subscribe?
You can add them, but add them as a double opt-in and put in, like, create a
So you add
campaign
them, and then when you add them, it'll send them an email and say, "Hey, do you want to hear from him?" Basically, right?
Yeah, I met you in a newsletter.
Yeah.
You don't, I'm adding, I met you in person. I thought I have a newsletter I think you might find interesting. If you don't want to get it, don't worry, don't do anything. I'll never send it to you again. If you do, click here.
That's
right?
cool. Yeah.
Soft. Just be soft.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, people are going to respect you a lot for that too. Especially when you got a list like that you've gotten information from.
Yeah, you want people to, and explain to them what the list is, what you're going to be doing, what sort of information they're going to be getting from this.
Is it better to show the Lightbox opt-in right after they land on your site, or a while later?
I do a little while later. The thing being is, I could be a little crude. Maybe it's taking engineering in school, being in the Army, and playing rugby, but it's kind of like going on a first date. Get a couple dates. You pick the girl up.
Right.
You pick the girl up. You don't say, "Hey,
let's go get a hotel."
Having sex.
Yeah. Let's go get a hotel.
Let them come in and check around a little bit first, and then sort of proposition, right?
You can't get married the first date. You gotta take some time to get to know the person, and the same thing works with the email. A lot of people, exactly, or not an email, but an opt-in.
If you wait a while to pop it, because then
I just back out of those sites anyways when I get them, because it's like, really, that's all you want me for is my email address.
Exactly.
So
what kind of an internet surfer do you think I am? Sorry, I digress, and that's definitely helping me speed up here. But it was a good question. Thank you for asking it. So the key one here is that 50% of businesses will use marketing automations by 2015. Now, why? Well, because they need to do more with less. If you can automate things for them so that, for example, subscription renewals, anniversary reminders, email follow-ups, so that it saves people time. So, for example, if you're a real estate agent and you have a client who's a real estate agent, and you can automate an email drip marketing campaign so that, they're at the open house, they plug in their information on the iPad, they get the sales sheet right away, that's time you've saved that real estate guy. And then day 2 is a list of all the other comparables in the neighborhood. And you're setting it up like a campaign for house 123 Maple Street. So you can say, these are what the recent sales in this neighborhood have been, and these are how much they cost. And here's the other houses that are for listed. Oh, and by the way, on day 3 is, by the way, if you don't have a real estate agent, I'd be happy to take you around. Then you send them a survey. What areas are you interested in? It's all marketing automation. It's not hard to set up, but it's helping them make more sales without having to do anything, and they will pay you every month religiously if you're helping them make sales, because it's magic to them, and it is simple to do. So some of the things we can do. So we can do time-based messages. Those are usually, somebody signs up, you send it to them. Now, historically, it always goes out at the same time. So if somebody signed up for whatever reason at 3 a.m. on a Tuesday morning, the emails always go out at 3 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. The chances that somebody's going to be there, and I'm going to talk to this a little later, at 3 a.m. on a Tuesday, all for the rest, for time and for every day since in the future going forward, are really low. So you want to make sure that you're sending out when people are actually receiving the email. So you want to be able to have the control over the best time and the best day to send that out. I'm going to speak about that later. You can have multiple emails that go out either instantly or with a time delay, and you should be able to move things around easily so that if you want to change this automation, that it's easy to do and it doesn't take you, making one little tweak doesn't make you want to pull your hair out, says the bald man. And then action-based messages. So what do I mean by an action-based message? Well, what happens if you send out a newsletter and somebody clicks to learn more information about product B? Well, maybe you want to send out, if they didn't buy, you want to send out another email about product B. This is really, really useful because then it helps you. They've self-identified. I'm interested in product B. Then you can give them a little more information, and then 2 days later you can send out another email, just to remind them that they're interested in product B, and then maybe you can send out a coupon for product B, the day after that to help you close that sale. changes in the information they have. So if they update their information and now they're change their address, maybe that, if you're a real estate agent, you can then trigger emails about new sales and the schools in the neighborhood. Oh wow, that real estate agent, he saw that I moved and he sent me information about the schools. What a great guy. I'm going to keep him in mind next time. I should have used him this time. Stuff like that. It's easy to set up, and it makes their lives easier and helps them sell more. Birthdays, well, I talked about the ice cream shop that got a 2 million subscriber list in a year just by offering a coupon for free ice cream on their birthday. You have a restaurant, you have clients who are restaurants, eat free on your birthday. What does that mean for the restaurant? It means because no one eats alone on their birthday, or only the sad people. So when they go out for dinner, they're making the money off of all the friends, and yeah, that one, the birthday boy or girl gets it free, but they're making money off of everyone else. And that gives them a reason for opting in. And then you get to market to them about your daily specials, your weekly specials, your blue light specials as well. When they sign up, obviously, completed transactions. So when they make a purchase, you can automate it so that it automatically moves them, sends them a different email and moves them off the prospect email. Any questions about that? Because this one's really important.
There you go. Okay, you're on slide 12, so you should be able to see my screen. Just tell me when to go to the next slide.
I can. I think we covered this screen because I was ready to go on the next one. So.
All right, so everybody take a quick peek at it because that's all you're getting.
I'll go back over. Well,
there you go. It'll be good. I think everybody got it.
Best time to send an email. How many people get emails at 12 o'clock midnight or between 12 and 4 in the morning? And the next question I'm going to ask is, how many times is that an email that you think is important and was so important it needed to be sent at 12 in the morning? And how many times do you know instinctively, oh, that's not important, that's spam, I can check that later? Right? So there's a correlation from when an email gets sent to when it gets opened and also when it gets clicked. So we analyzed 25 million emails that went out. And the key takeaway is there's certain hours of the day that are best for opening. So the top hours to open an email are between actually 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. or 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock. So you think about it, it makes sense, right? So the workday started, an email comes in. You're not going to dig through and read the ones that start at 12 in the morning, that you got at 12 in the morning. You're going to go for the ones, oh, I just got an email, it's going to pop up. People aren't busy yet. They're going to open it, they're going to read it. And they're going to be more likely to click it because they're not jammed full of work yet. The same thing in the afternoon. It's 3 o'clock. Pardon me. They're taking a little break, and they need, they want a little break, so they're actually checking emails, and so they're more likely to click on it. Can you move to the next slide, Mark? And there we go. So if we look at this, we can see between 8 and 9. So the green line is opens, and the red line is clicks. You want as many people, you want the percentage of opens and clicks to be as close as possible. When the percentage of clicks goes down, it means people are reading it, but they're too busy to actually do anything with it, and they don't take action on it. So you can see around 3 o'clock it spikes up again because they've got time to work on it. Sorry, coughing. But it's never really as good as it was at 6 in the morning. And if you look at the stuff that's sent out at 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, it's abysmal. Don't send it out then. Now, a good email service provider will help you not have to make compromises as to time zones. So one of the things that GetResponse does is we look at the IP address that somebody signs up to your email list from, and then we check what time zone they're in, so you can actually schedule emails to go out relative to time zones. So if you want to hit somebody between 8 and 9 in the morning, the guys in the East Coast are getting it, if you set it to go out at 8:05 a.m., at 8:05 Eastern, the people who live in Eastern get it. At 8:05 Central, the people in Chicago get it. At 8:05 Mountain, the people in Denver or Mountain Time
That
get it.
is a killer feature, guys. By the way, nobody else has that.
And we can do that both in scheduled emails and also scheduling the emails in the autoresponders. Because again, it's about opening and clicks. Send people, well, I'm going to back up. In the sales training that I've had, there's no point talking to someone and trying to sell them something or engage with them if they're busy.
Well,
You
another
know,
thing, here's another good way to think about this. Let's say you have a business that wants to run a lunch special. You don't want to send out that email at 4 o'clock in the morning. Maybe you want to send it out so it hits the office email at 10 o'clock in the morning when people are starting to get hungry. Hey,
or
contact us now,
or
right?
11 o'clock when it's like, oh, I should be thinking about lunch,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So you
11:30, you know, ping.
Yep,
Yeah,
boom, that
that's what I
email
want.
pops up, and you can actually schedule that. So really quick, I want to ask you this because I don't know if it's something you're open to or not. I'm kind of putting you on the spot. But a lot of people are asking about where they find these statistics and stuff, and I know this comes directly from your guys' own data. Is it
Yep.
possible to get a copy of these slides
Um,
so they can use them when they're pitching their customers on why they need this?
I think I've referenced everything in it, so I don't have a problem. Let me check to make sure that I've
Okay.
properly attributed the stats, because I don't want to get in trouble by saying that a stat is mine. I think I put it in everywhere.
Okay.
I took time to
Yeah,
do
I
it,
saw
but
that. But guys, would you guys be interested in getting these slides if Mick can get them to us? Because this might help you with your presentations. Yes, everybody said of course. Cool.
Okay.
So for being here, I'm going to try to get that out to all you guys here. So as soon as Mick lets us know if we can have it, then we'll send them over.
Yeah, I've got no problems. I just want to make sure that I don't, poach something.
Because this is all good stuff to show your customers. Seriously, when you tell them that you know all this information, they're going to think, oh my gosh, this guy is so on top of it. So, sorry.
Okay, next slide. And then best data send, and this is going back into that data as well. So remember how with an autoresponder, when they set up, it can send out all the time? Pardon me. Wow, that was just discombobulated. 6:20 on a Friday night is not the best time to do these presentations, ladies and gentlemen. So what I meant to say in English was, when somebody signs up and they start that automatic follow-up campaign, you don't necessarily want, if they sign up on a Saturday because that happened to be the one time they had free, it doesn't mean that's the best time to send an email to them every week following up. Because if we look at the open rates on Saturday and Sunday, they're much lower than, let's say, a Thursday or a Friday, right? And then if you look at the slide below that, the click-through rates, which is the most important when they actually take action, they're abysmal on Saturday and Sunday. You might read an email, but you're not doing anything about it. You're most likely to actually make a purchase on Thursday and Friday. Now, mileage rate vary depending on your list and what you've said to them, what you've suggested to them to do, and sort of condition them to react to your list. But that's about it. So if there's questions and if people want, I can do some sort of demos on GetResponse if I can ever figure out how to share my screen again.
I think everybody here is completely blown away because they're still typing in the chat. Okay, here we go. There they are. Okay, questions. Here you go. You ready? First question is, how often should we send an email? Once a week, twice a week, once a day?
It depends on, it's about a conversation, and it's about expectations. So if you have something valuable to give, information to give once a day, then do it once a day. If people aren't dropping like flies, then once a day is good. Now, the way I would do it personally, in an ideal world, is the first email you send out is a survey, and you ask them, how often should I email you? Right? They'll tell you, once a day, second day, that, and then segment your list based on the time that people say it. And you can set it up so that based on the results, you can move them over to a different campaign that's a once a week, or once a month, and allow them to opt in and choose it. If you're sending the same email over and over again, it's just a slight variation, people aren't going to open it. And when people don't open it, then it hurts deliverability for the people who did want to get the email, because back to the Gmails of the world and the Yahoos of the world, they look at it heuristically. So you care about what the herd is doing.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Did that answer your question?
No, that makes perfect sense. You got to make sure that
that
you're sending out emails within the conversation and of the customers that you're having. Everything's going to be different. Sometimes I'll send out 4 emails, 5 emails in a row over a 2 or 3 day period, and then sometimes I will send out 1 email every 2 weeks.
Now, the one thing that I've done too, it depends on what it is and why you're talking to them, but you don't want to be pitch, 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 right? It's going to, now, the example I showed was all pitches because that's what I signed up for and that's what I want. They send it to me twice a day. But, for some businesses, yeah, let's leave that one up there.
Yeah, it's a good one to have. I just noticed that one. And, oh, by the way, people want my affiliate link so they can sign up for the Get Response account. Do you have it?
Let's check. I'll check. It should be in the Skype history. Dig through there because I think I gave it to you.
Actually, I'll just drop it in here. I think it's. All right, you guys keep talking. I'll find it.
Okay, so the where was I going with this? The one thing that I do. So if you're doing value content offer, then you want to make sure that you keep that mix so that people aren't always getting hammered in. They're checking things out. Now you don't want to take somebody else's swipe copy and put that in to talk about their product. You want to make it relevant to your audience. But the other thing that is very, very useful is when you've got a highly responsive email where it's getting a lot of business for you or for your customers, then you want to be able to go into your analytics, see the people who didn't open up the email, and the rest of your list opened it up and they bought well off of, and you want to just make a couple tweaks to that email and resend it out to the people who didn't open it. Maybe change the time of day and then maybe change the subject line and the pre-header so the preview looks a little different. When I do that, I see about 80% additional opens and clicks. So that's like an 80% revenue boost. Now, on some email programs, that's really hard to do. It takes about 2 minutes to do and get response. Literally, it's going to analytics, clicking on the group that says on opens, you click on mail to opens, and then you copy and paste the code in there. It's that simple to do. Any other questions?
I just dropped the link in there. Actually, I'm editing it on screen so you guys get to see how amazing I am with editing stuff. There's my link, mark-helton.com/get response. I also dropped it in the chat, so if you guys want to click on it, you can get yourself set up with a free trial for Get Response.
We're not seeing your screen, I'm not seeing your screen. I'm still seeing the Get Response thing.
Oh, my bad. There you go. Bing.
Because
I paused it. So yeah, so you guys can see my link there. I just dropped it in. It's mark-helton.com/get response. You get yourself a free trial of Get Response and go out there and just play with it and see if it's something that you want to keep. You don't have to put in your credit card or anything like that.
Nope.
But hey, by the way, I want to just take this time to mention it again in case somebody skipped ahead to the end of this webinar replay. This is going to be implemented into Hot Prospector, and we're putting in Get Response first because we have a really great relationship, and I just love your guys' platform. It's really easy, very simple. It's got more features than everybody else. You guys are adding features faster than anybody else. It seems like you really care about a marketer rather than just sending out an email. And anybody can send out an email. I mean, there's so many competitors out there to do what you guys do. But the fact is I love the fact that you got your finger on the pulse of the community, and you're trying to do whatever you can to make sure that marketers have all the best tools. So kudos to you guys there.
The thing I find really interesting about this is kind of like the Chevy versus Ford pickup trucks, right? And you should have, the guy who gets into Chevy always likes Chevy, and the guy who gets into Ford always likes Ford. Mm-hmm. But what we're seeing is, like, more and more often that people are checking us out and switching. It's like, I looked at you 10 years ago, or I looked at you 5 years ago. It wasn't for me then. I love my company I'm using now. And then they check us out, and they check out the free trial, and they're like, wow, you do that? Yeah, I'm switching.
Just go ahead and put in the chat if you signed up for your free trial. I just want to see what kind of people are, just so I can welcome you in. Again, guys, it's free trial, so you don't have to commit to anything. You don't have to pull out your credit card or anything. We just want you to go in and test it out, because when I do integrate this into Hot Prospector, one of the things that we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding in autoresponder emails. We're having professional emails, autoresponder campaigns written. And when you are signed up through Get Response, you're going to have the ability to automatically suck in those autoresponders into your system and be able to start sending them out, right, Mick?
Yeah.
So
we'll set that. That's one of the things we talked about, is the ability to push the autoresponders into the campaigns. So that's the drip marketing campaign. So after everything that people will see, like, there's now 68 people left on the call. How many people think their customers could benefit or their business could benefit from email marketing? Can we just get some Y's or no's and Y's or N's in the
Yeah,
chat?
lots of yeses. I don't see any no's. Yes, 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 yes.
Do you see any reason that when you're talking to someone about a website, you shouldn't be asking, why aren't you doing email marketing?
Not at all.
This is where you're providing value to this person as a local marketer or that small, medium business marketer, because you're bringing your expertise going. You should be looking at it going, you don't have email marketing, you need it.
Look, practice what you preach, guys. Here's the thing. In this business, there are so many people out there that sells SEO services and, video or mobile websites or whatever, right? You need to sell solutions, and this is part of a solution. You should be automatically setting your customers up with this, because I guarantee you 95%, trust me on this, 95% of every single customer that you bring on has probably been saving their customers list somewhere, but they're doing nothing with it. So that right there, the fact that you can come in and show them how to start doing something with those customers and how to start capturing them and marketing to them more effectively is going to be instant results. Now, if you can start getting your customers instant results, that means that you have secured your position with them, and they're going to be paying you on and on and on. I wouldn't even entertain offering any services to my customers without having some sort of email marketing built into it.
Yeah, I mean, everybody here should be offering it to the services, but you should all be signing up for the free trial anyway, so you can say to your customers, I've used this myself and I like it, because you need to be able to say that you like it or you don't. And if there's, for whatever reason that you don't like GetResponse, find something that you do, because you
need to do email marketing.
You should refer what you use.
Yep.
Tom says he's got a big client that wants to grow their email marketing now. Looks like a good fit. Awesome, Tom.
How do you suggest now? These people can. Everybody here can also sign up to be affiliates for GetResponse. So you guys receive a commission if you guys want to set them up with a GetResponse account.
Yeah. Can you pull up a web browser? I'll show you where to go and how to join that.
Yeah.
Go to getresponse.com.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to pause my screen so that I don't accidentally show something I don't want to show.
Oh, where's the fun in that? Gotta have some risk.
It's nothing bad. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, interest waning.
Where am I going?
Getresponse.com.
GetResponse. All right, there we are.
All right. Right in the center, partners, top center.
Got it. And join now.
Join now. Scroll down a little bit.
Yeah?
Scroll down. Keep scrolling down. Keep scrolling down. Keep scrolling down.
I'm at the bottom.
You don't want the refer a friend product. My contact information, that's really me.
Yep.
That's my email address, that's my Skype, that's my phone number. If you have questions about how to help sell this to your clients, ping me. That's what I'm here for.
He's really cool about that. That's one thing I love about Mick. He's right on the ball. He cares about you.
My role for you guys as the affiliate manager isn't to be customer service. My role is to escalate things. So what this does for you is you can say, the reason I suggest we use GetResponse, Mr. Customer, is because if something goes wrong, I can call Mick and try to get it fixed. Right? So first line of defense, customer service. How do I do? I do look like Heisenberg. That is funny. Somebody asked, Mick, you look like Heisenberg minus the smile. I can get rid of that too, but most of the time I'm smiling. So our customer service, the thing I love about it is and I've got nothing against Filipinos or Indian people, but ours are based in North America.
Yeah, it's nice to have
English as their first language. They don't have an accent. Like, they don't have an Indian or a Filipino accent telling you their name is Jim. Their name, if they say is Jim, it's really Jim, and they're there. We're open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday to Saturday Eastern time. You're going to get real humans. Live chats available, email support's there. So if there's questions, we've got tons of tutorials. We've got tens of white papers.
How long have you guys been around for?
This is our 15th year. We're going into year 16 now.
15 years in the business, guys. This is, it's awesome.
We
and you have really exploded in growth, though, the past couple of years, right?
Yeah, actually, we've hit Inc.'s fastest growing 5,000 companies. So we're mid-pack around 25. I think we're around 2,300. On the list of 5,000 fastest growing companies. Could we have the affiliate link, please?
Yeah, I'm putting it back in the chat. There's my affiliate link again, and then again, if you can't see it in the chat, it's right here, Mark's link, markhelton.com/getresponse. Yeah, definitely, guys. Ask away. Any other questions? I know Mick's been so gracious to give us all this time, but
he wants the link to become an affiliate.
Oh, just go to getresponse.com/partners.
Yes, we are a Polish company. So 15 years ago, the owner of our company was like 17 years old, and he owned the equivalent of travel.poland. And he needed email marketing. He was a developer. He wrote this software and realized, hey, I can make more money at this. We've got about 200 employees now, but we're headquartered in Poland, development's in Poland, but we're international. Multilingual, so if you've got Spanish clients, we can have the whole interface in Spanish and the user in Spanish, or you can set everything up in English. We've got Spanish, German, English, of course, Polish, Portuguese, Chinese, I think it's simplified Chinese, Japanese, and there might be some other localizations as well.
Cool. What is the optimal length of the email, long versus short? Which is better?
It depends what it is. My sort of gut feeling is short, because how many people are going to invest a ton of time? So if you have something to say it. The one thing I know for certain, every time you have a different call to action, it decreases the likelihood that somebody's going to pick either. So if you have one thing you want them to do, you're going to get a much higher response rate if you send one email today about product A and another email about product B. It's not going to be 50-50 if you put them both in the same email. It'll be less than that. The other thing that I forgot to mention, so if you are setting your customers up with websites where they're able to blog and have an RSS feed, I could show you how you can set up an RSS feed and get response. So you set up the template. It's all simple, easy, drag and drop to do. It just goes to the RSS feed, pulls the articles, and sends them out. So you teach them how to update the content on their website, and it automates their emails. And they don't have to do anything extra. So you're reaching the people who go to their website, and you're reaching the people that don't. And that's that proactive part.
Awesome.
Do I set up a different campaign for every service and product, or can I use a common page to collect emails, especially from the mobile apps if I at an event? Yes, you can do it both ways. It depends. If you have one campaign will have one sort of drip marketing campaign, so like the series of emails that are automated. If you want different people to have different experiences, you need to have each one in a different campaign. If you just want to segment them, you can create custom fields and segment them that way. So you can know this person's product A, this person's product B, and you can segment it that way. So you can do it either way. Will there be a replay of this webinar? I'm sure there will, because it's being recorded. Can you import from Aweber? Yes, we love getting people to import from Aweber. Because it means that not only are we gaining business, they're losing business away.
You're funny.
Yeah, you can. The way that it works with us is that we've got the ability to do a single opt-in import. So if they've already opted in, you're emailing them. If you're emailing them already, you import the list as a single opt-in. Now, you can't email it right away. The way the process works is that our compliance team is going to look for checklist quality, and then they'll get back to you within, 99% of the time. It's, yeah, no problem. Within 2 business days, you're able to email that list. If there are issues, with that, then they'll give you instructions how to do that. The places I've seen people get into trouble where they've had to do some extra work to clean their list from Aweber is apparently Aweber, and I've checked this with their chat, so I'm not talking out of school, but apparently Aweber charges you for unsubscribes and bounces on your list, and they keep them in your list so they counts against your contacts. So when you do the import into GetResponse, you're importing a whole bunch of people who said don't email me, and the email addresses are bad. If that ratio is too high, we won't take them in our system. So you'll have to go back to Aweber and get them to clean it out, and clean it out before that. any incentive to, Mark, can you make, okay, we just look, can I import from Aweber? Mark, make sure you twist mix arm for this PowerPoint and send it to us. Tell you what, I will, anybody who signs up as an affiliate, I'll get the PowerPoint to.
Boom. There you go. There, you want it? Go get it. You got nothing to lose anyways. Become an affiliate, you know, and start giving it to your customers. They're going to thank you for it. They're going to think, wow, this is a real full-service market. Most people don't offer that service, and it's so crazy. Like, it's like, I don't understand why people don't offer those services to their customers. It's a no-brainer.
Okay, next question. Okay, any incentive to do that? Who asked the question, any incentive to do that? I don't understand the question. Can you
any incentive, I think it was probably the rest of the do I set up a different campaign for every service? I think it was that.
Oh, now the one thing that I would say, if you're going to use, I've seen some people, they set up to one GetResponse account and they send on behalf of all their clients from that GetResponse account. No issues with that at all. You can save some money doing that. Now, the only thing that I've seen that can cause problems if one of your client gives you a less than clean import source. So, for example, they had this list from a trade show they went to 3 years ago. That can cause problems with deliverability, and now that impacts all your clients. So, for me personally, I don't think it's worth that little artificial savings. You know, it's $15 a month for a client at the low level. You don't want somebody who does something, you know, maybe they purchase a list and don't tell you it's purchased, say, oh yeah, I got this from customers, then suddenly you're banned and all your customers are banned. So I wouldn't risk all my customers to save, you know, $5 a month or $10 a month. Can I import from trafficwave.net? I don't know what trafficwave.net is. You can only import in people who've opted in to receive emails from you. We don't allow purchase leads. We don't allow that on our system. So we're permission-based only. But if somebody can explain what trafficwave.net is in your question, I'll have a look at it and I'll get back to you. Just hit me on this page. You have webinars as well. Yes, we do. Click webinar or click meeting. I like them. Well, A, because we built them and I get money off of them. If you sell it via affiliate. But the reason I like them is that it's all Flash-based, and so you don't have to install anything. I don't know about you, but every time I go to meeting, I've got to install something. Even if I just used it, it makes me download it again. If you're working on an iPad, we actually have a mobile app for that too, so you can make it very simple. And it's got constant meeting rooms. So, for example, if you've got customer A that you're always helping, you can set up a room that's customer A, and you don't have to keep telling them what that link is. That URL is going to be constant, and you can just bring it up again with them whenever you want. And you can have permanent meeting rooms. I love that. And you also have the ability to, I mean, the recording's a lot easier. It records out an MP4 format, so it's easily editable. It's a good product. Again, our free trial is truly that free. You don't have to put in a credit card, so that way, I never do a free trial that makes me put a credit card in, because I did it once and then it took me 40 minutes on hold with customer service to get the free trial canceled, so I wasn't billed. So, you know, once bit, twice shy. Does the suppression list apply across all campaigns? We've got something that's called a blacklist if you want to put somebody in there so they never get emailed from you. An unsubscribe list will only apply to the campaign they've unsubscribed from. So they'll get the choice to unsubscribe from all. And a suppression list, you can choose which campaigns it applies to. I'm already an affiliate and I love GetResponse. You're adding more automation features like list tagging. It's something that I hear about over and over again. I've brought up. Every day I see new products being added in, so I just don't know where it is on the developmental schedule. Mark, are you an affiliate with Aweber too? Good question. Mark, are you an affiliate with Aweber too?
I'm not, actually. I'll be honest with you guys. When it comes to these types of services, I'm very picky about the ones that I offer advice on. You know what I mean? This company, I'll tell you what my experience is. I had that other company that you mentioned, and I had nothing but problems with them. So I switched to another company, which I mentioned in the chat earlier, and I'm in the process of moving away from them completely now, but they have a lot of my list. you know about that whole situation. I talked
Yeah.
to you about it, but so far my experience, which I have probably about for 30% of my customer base now completely on GetResponse, and my experiences with the open rates, with the control, with mobile friendliness, and all of the other things like the features that they have is hands down the best experience I've ever had. And that right there is a lot to say because I don't normally say stuff like that, especially not about email providers. The other thing I've heard, and about a couple of people, and Aweber was one of them, is some people having issues with deliverability. I personally haven't been able to nail that down, but
Funny that you mentioned that. So check out this page. Here we go, send to all. So that link. So I think I put it in there for everyone. Put it in the chat.
You put it in the chat. I'll click on that. Hold on.
All entire audience. That link. That's a video that actually was unsolicited. The guy posted it on his own blog, and then we just contacted him and got him to do it behind a background, and had it done. But it was pretty much his story, and that should be all the incentive you want.
I can't even see it. I don't know where you put that in at.
I put it in the chat, and I put it in the questions.
Can you drop it?
I am it to you.
Yeah, just drop it in there, and I'll drop it in there.
If you can even, it's worth reading. So it's a guy called Simple Spencer, and it's his story about what happened to him and what happened when he switched.
Cool.
Now, on top of that, we're a little less expensive. Actually, we're a little less expensive than Aweber as well, but.
Doesn't Aweber charge you for how many emails you send, or is that just eye contact?
I think that's just eye contact. There's some that work that. But the one thing that Aweber does that we don't do is if somebody's on your list and they've unsubscribed, they don't count towards your subscription size.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
Right? Aweber does do that. And we've got functions in. I haven't really gotten into the. I've been kind of high level about why email marketing. I haven't gone into why GetResponse will help you make a ton of money, but I can talk to you feature over feature over feature and show you how you're going to make more money with GetResponse. We just make things that we're constantly adding new functionality in there that makes people money. TrafficWay is an autoresponder service. Yeah, you should be able to import from them. Caveat being, the only ones that I've seen where we have problems doing the imports is if they're not doing list hygiene. And what list hygiene is it's making sure that emails that bounce, that aren't deliverable or unsubscribed actually get removed, and that people getting email, added to your list are actually valid email addresses. So there's some competitors where their just deliverability is so bad because of that, we're not able to bring in, but it should be fine. Okay, so the affiliate program versus referral program. Affiliate program, we pay you cash, recurring 33%, and GetResponse 30% in click meeting. Every month for their initial purchase and for the renewal, you're earning 33%. Referral program is one time only. You get a $30 in-house credit, and the person you refer gets a $30 in-house credit. So I don't know about you, but I'd rather have cash than an in-store credit one time. Wow, somebody from the UK. I appreciate you investing this prime time at 10:44 at night, and hopefully it was useful. Let's see. Thanks for the information tonight. It's 10:44 in the UK, and I love to get the templates and images inside. GetResponse, I need to start using it more, especially as an affiliate. Oh, the one thing I didn't mention, GetResponse actually includes 1,000 royalty-free iStock images that can be used in email marketing.
That's awesome.
Do I do what Yesware does? I'm not really sure if there's a specific functionality you're asking me about. I can answer that, but I don't know. Can GetResponse switch a person from one campaign to another based on their purchasing behavior? Yes. There's some setup involved in that. You can either contact myself, and I'll show you how you can do that for your clients, or contact customer service. But the long and the short of it is on the confirmation page of an online behavior, you'll put a little snippet of code that'll set a goal, and then you can move somebody based on a goal. Oh, Victor Anderson, no No, Spencer. Awesome. Where's the affiliate link on the website? So go to getresponse.com. The top in the black is partners. Click on that. They tell you if a person opens an email. Yes, oh God, yeah, we can do that and so much more.
Yeah.
So not only can you tell you if a person opens it, but we can tell you what link they clicked. And
do you guys have hot what do you call that? Heat maps? Or no, I haven't seen that. Is that anything you guys are looking about? To see what they're doing when they read the
we use it internally. I don't think I don't know of that being anywhere on the on the product roadmap.
What about video?
We have video included, so you can actually host video and then link to it and send it from GetResponse now.
Cool.
I know we're looking at revamping it, but yeah.
Awesome.
Sign up as an affiliate looking for. So if you sign up as an affiliate, you're going to get an email from me, like not the welcome to the affiliate program, but one from Mick saying, here's how you log in, save this email. Reply back to the one that's mick.keeter@implix.com and say, hey, send me the slides, and I'll do that. There may be one that I have to redact because I may have put up some information that I shouldn't have, but that's good.
Cool.
So I can do video like BombBomb. I don't know what BombBomb does.
BombBomb is a video company, and yeah, they're. I personally had nothing but bad responses with them, but I use them too. Just a video email.
Put the link in the chat box for slides. Well, what I said to people is if you sign up as a GetResponse affiliate, then I'll send you the slides.
That's cool. That's fair. What are you committing to when you sign up as an affiliate?
You're committing to get emails from me.
That's it.
You don't have to do anything. There's no cost, and it gives you your own link so that it makes you take that first step, and it's all about taking the first step. So can you?
I wish we knew who the friends were because we don't know if it's the same. Guys, for some reason, some people are in here as friend and not as your name, so we don't know who you are. So if you ask the same question twice,
okay, so can I like BombBomb? So what exactly is it that BombBomb does about the videos that you like?
What they do is they allow you to upload your videos to them, and then they allow you to create an HTML template with a image that looks like it's the video player, and then they can click that video player. It takes them to a separate page to play the video inside that template. So it just looks like the email that they got, but again, they have to view images from you in order to see that. But it doesn't play.
Yeah, the same thing. So we'll provide a. You'll upload the image. We'll take a screenshot of that. You can then embed that image into your thing. Now, truthfully, even internally when we use it, when we send out emails, we tend to do it on host the email on YouTube for the simple reason YouTube does a lot of work in making sure that it plays on all devices, mobile devices, and I'm gonna go with people who that's their core functionality. It's a couple extra steps. You have to do the screenshot. You have to put the little play thing in there, but the functionality is going to be so much better.
For everybody that's asking, I just dropped the affiliate link in there so you can sign up as an affiliate.
Okay, what address should I mail Mick at to get the slides? So it's the one that you're going to get signed up that actually shows up from Mick at Keeter@implix.com. When you get that email, welcome, from me personally, welcome you to the GetResponse affiliate program. Reply back to it and say, hey, Mick, send me the slides from tonight. So this way it works for anybody who's on the recorded one. Either I can get them the slides as well if they sign up to the affiliate program. Is there a maximum list size that GetResponse account can hold? I heard people build lists of millions and millions of records. Can GetResponse hold a big list like that? Yes, it can, but there is a maximum list size. So what we'll do is we'll carve you out. When your list gets over 100,000 users, we're going to want to get you onto a dedicated server for just you. With that, the price goes up a little bit more, but then you get a dedicated deliverability and an actual account manager you can ask questions to. So yes, we can handle that. And we have customers who have millions and millions of email customers, and we've got no problems with that. I'm logged into GetResponse. How do I find the affiliate sign up? You don't actually have to be logged in. You just have to be at the normal GetResponse.
I just sent you a link. Yeah. It's in the chat. Just go ahead and click on that. secure.getresponse.com/affiliate _credit_account /en. Just click the link.
Any other questions? So it's now 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
my
I think
wife and child are coming in, so I expect that my son's going to be saying hi to me momentarily. Are there any other questions?
Let's go ahead and wrap it up. If there's one more question, we'll go ahead and take it. Other than that, I can't see holding you over here any longer because obviously I know it's Friday. And any more questions? Going once, going twice. Awesome, guys. Thanks so much today.
Awesome,
Mick. Thank you so much for coming in and giving us your time. Other than that, this replay will be loaded up, guys, on my YouTube channel. So if you do not have access to that, let me drop that in there. It's youtube.com / Mark Helton 777. There you go.
The person who just said, Mick, here's my email address. Can you please email me, though, because I don't have access to this, and I'm not going to be able to email it. And truthfully, it's 7 o'clock on a Friday night. My kids just gotten here. I'm going to forget about your email in about 5 minutes. Not on purpose, but I know the way that this works. So it's much better if you email me, reply to the email that you're going to get from me.
Yeah.
They're asking for that.
Oh, so one more. Go ahead. You can leave if you need to. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, and I'm going to go ahead and answer a couple more questions for everybody. Thanks again, Mick. I really appreciate you coming out.
Awesome. No, and thanks for the opportunity. No, you don't get the PowerPoint automatically. You need to email me, reply back to an email I send you, and then